Hey everybody watching. I've been meaning to do this for a kind of a while now. I try to stay, well, at least relatively out of politics. And as time has gone on and I see more and more, um, how do I put it? I see more and more discourse on either side. I've gotten to a point where I feel like with the amount I talk and the amount I talk on the internet in general, I it's hard for me to keep quiet about a lot of things and another guy who's just going to be spewing his political opinions online. And I'm not looking at it that way. And the reason I'm not looking at it that way is because I feel like as I get older, um I don't necessarily see things the same way I did when I was in my early 20s. I recently turned 29, and I feel like we've been through a lot in general, people around my age. Not saying that people older or younger haven't, but as time goes on and my perspective on things change, I feel like there are the people that I hear about on the internet tend to be on one side or the other. And I'll give you an example. I used to watch a lot of Steven Crowder and people along that line of things. And I agreed with them a lot on stuff. And then as time goes on, I start finding when they talk about things to be more and more conspiratorial and cringe, is the easiest way to say it. Um, on the left, there's a lot of people that I like some of their takes, but at the same time, I really don't like them as people for the most part. Like, I'll give an example Destiny. I like Destiny. And the reason I like Destiny is not because of most of his takes. I like Destiny because I feel like if I were to put myself in his shoes, in his frame of mind, I feel like even though I might not agree with his frame of mind or why he believes what he does, I feel like he tries to be consistent in his beliefs. And to me, that is the most important part. Recently, with the attempted assassination of Donald Trump, his takes on that situation are just, I don't agree with them at all. But if I look at it from his perspective and the things that he believes, I understand to a degree why he thinks the way he does. Again, I don't agree with his takes, but I can appreciate his consistency with things, at least from my perspective. But then at the same time, I was watching a bit of the RNC. I didn't watch the entire thing, but I was watching a bit of it. And the entire time, for the most part, I was just like, this is just so stupid. This whole thing is cringe, and the people they have up there, like Hulk Hogan, I'm just like, I get it. I get what they're trying to do. But that to me just is like, God, it's so stupid. It's so stupid. I I like Trump. I'm going to vote for him. And one of the reasons that I kind of wanted to make this video is because I was looking at right after all this happened and Biden drops out, and Kamala Harris is, nothing's official yet, of course, at least at the time of making this video. Today's the 23rd of July. Nothing's official yet, but at least on Instagram, all I'm getting is Kamala Harris content and people glazing over her. And I remember a few short years ago when she was running for president against Joe Biden and how much everyone hated her. So much so that she didn't even get a vote casted for her because she didn't even make it to the primaries because she dropped out. She was like the first one out of that major group to drop out because everyone hated her. And now it's Kamala's it. Here's something about coconuts and a tree. And it's not even the fact that I don't like her, and I know I have a good feeling that she's not even going to get anywhere. But it's the switch. I notice it from not even just talking about how great Trump is on Instagram to Kamala glazing, and I've been getting it like instantaneously, like it the switch flipped, and now every other video is about Kamala, and I'm like, I feel like it's purposeful. And again, I see it on either side. Like, no matter what happens, like, again, I don't like everything that Trump's done. I think there's a lot of really bad things that he's done. But and I don't want to say, it's the lesser of two evils, because that's not how I feel about it at all. I think that's a cop out. I don't feel like anyone who comes at it from a moral perspective is lying. Is lying. And either they're lying or they don't want to actually stand on the things that they believe. I kind of try to view things from the lens of what the individual says. I would consider myself a conservative. I don't like the Republican Party. I don't like the Democratic Party. Although at the same time, I can understand both sides of things, I guess, to a degree. And I can understand why people want to believe these certain things. I don't think that the Democrats are evil people. I don't think the Republicans are evil people. But I feel like the populace gets into their heads that one is better than the other and the other side is evil. And that's stupid. I don't think anyone's necessarily evil. I think that people are doing things based on what they feel is right to an extent. Most people. Yes, you have your grifters out there who are doing things because they want people to feel a certain way. But I think that we put too much stock into our conspiracy theories, and both sides do it. Conspiracy theories are exploding in popularity, and people are buttoning down. They're putting their boots down on what they think. Like, you can look at the conspiracies involving this assassination attempt, and people are like, well, this is on purpose because of this, or this was faked because of it. Both sides are doing it. And it's dumb either way. It doesn't have to be a conspiracy every single time. If more information comes out and it proves some things, sure. But until that information comes out, you can make assumptions all you want, but to say it was definitely fake or it was definitely a setup is just, I can't get on board with that. There has to be more nuance to things. Some people made some dumb decisions, and unless something comes out and proves one way or the other, it's just fortunate that Trump wasn't killed. And that's really about all I have to say about it at the moment. Regardless, conspiracies on either side are getting to me. I also am an environmental guy. So climate change is real. Okay? It's not a conspiracy theory. My issue with climate change is that the Republicans like to pretend like it's conspiracy theory and it's not happening and we should ignore it. The Democrats want to destroy the economy on things that they feel like are going to fix things that aren't going to fix anything. Okay? There's a middle ground there. Evolution is real. Just because evolution is real doesn't mean that you can't believe in God. It doesn't mean you can't believe in God. But I fight this all the time. People throw out the baby with the bathwater on science on the right. Every vaccine is a terrible thing. You know, if you believe in evolution, you can't believe in God and you're a devil worshiper, or whatever the case is. You're an atheist that has no morals or anything. Labeling it like that is so dumb because there's so much nuance to all of this stuff. Okay. I want to start talking about this stuff from my perspective a bit more because I feel like there's more people in the neutral area. And I have things that I feel like I can put my foot down and be like, I believe this. And I'm not a fence sitter. I'm not going to be like, well, you never. I understand I'm talking about more of a neutral point of view. Um, but it's mostly because we don't have all the information yet. Well, if the information comes out, I will be the first one to say, yeah, I believe this or believe that. Um, and I feel like there's a lot of people who just don't understand a lot and make their decisions based on the little understanding that they have of the situation, which might be skewed depending on who they're getting their information from. Again, I see this a lot when it comes to like evolution or climate change. You know, the people on the right are adamantly opposed because they feel like it's a left or right thing when it shouldn't be. And they weren't actually taught what this stuff actually means. So they're getting all their information from a skewed point of view and just put their foot down and don't want to hear any other thing about it. And I feel like it's not just with those two things I was just talking about, it's with everything. Everything is not black and white. There's a lot of gray area. You can still make your decisions and put your foot down if you truly do believe something. But the problem is, I don't feel like enough people truly put their foot or truly do the research. And they're like, oh, I get my information from this side, or I get my information from this side, or I listen to both sides. You don't listen to both sides. You don't. You might watch a few things here, but you don't actually like dive into what something means. And I have had that issue before too. So, I guess to conclude all of this, I want to come out and talk about things that are affecting all of us, but I feel like both sides are cringe. And I hate to use that word again and again and again, but it's just, I'm just like, oh, seriously? This person, shut up. Marjorie Taylor Greene, shut up. You sound dumb. Friggin' AOC, shut up. You sound dumb. All of them. But then, you know, you can like something that AOC says at the same time. She was going in, talking to the leader of the, what's her name? I can't remember it off the top of my head. She was going into something today about, like, how come if AR-15s are one of the most commonly used rifles that have a range of this far, whatever, how is it possible that within 200 yards of the president, there were lapses in security? That's perfectly reasonable to ask, and it doesn't matter if it's coming from AOC or not. So, anyway, thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you feel down below, and I'm going to be doing some live streams on this channel and going over some stuff and, go from there. But anyway.